All right, so I am gonna go drop off this car for a Turo drop off, and just want to kind of run you through the checklist and everything that needs to be done. And putting on my seatbelt is step number one. So I washed this car last night. We have unlimited washes. Let me close this sunroof here. So we have unlimited washes at the local car wash, and that includes the vacuums as well. So last night when it was a little bit cooler, today it's 100 or 101, whatever it is, it's really hot. So ran it through the car wash, vacuumed it. This morning when it was again cooler, I wiped down the entire interior, the leather seats, the carpet, kind of like spot checked the headliner, anywhere I felt needed a little bit, more attention. So right now the car is 100% clean, but it just looks dirty on the exterior. I'm going to cruise through the car wash one more time, and yeah, it was just topped off with fuel as well at Costco. So I have a local Costco I like to go to. That way I don't have to stop on the way up to the airport. It's about 25 miles away, so I will stop and get maybe an extra gallon or two at the gas station that's located right next to the airport. It's more expensive, especially compared to Costco. It's probably 10 or 15 cents more per gallon. So I just top off there and make sure it has a full tank. So here we go. Yeah, I'm just going to document the whole thing for you. All right, as I was thinking about it, let me turn off the air here. As I was thinking about you do want to do two things, and this is a few hours before the trip starts, maybe even the day before or the morning of. You want to double check that you know exactly where the location is, especially if you allow deliveries to multiple airports or hotels or even custom destinations, or maybe it's even at your house. So double check that, make sure you're 100% sure on where you're going to be meeting or dropping off your Turo vehicle. And the second thing is if you offer any extras. So I do offer a couple of extras. I have some car seats, I have coolers, and I have a cargo box, a roof-mounted cargo box. That one is mostly used in the winter, right? But I would say 8 out of 10 trips this winter on my Audi all rented that cargo box. So a lot of those aren't huge money makers, but I do get more rentals because I offer them. These car seats, I think I charge like $15 a trip, or $20 a trip or something like that. So they're not to bring in money, and I could, you could certainly charge $5 a day or $10 a day. But what my goal is to just make it easier for people to rent the van, right? That's my main money maker. So things to think about when you're looking at adding those little extras. But yeah, just double check those items before you even leave home. And another thing I would do is if you're using a lockbox, just make sure it's still in the car. A lot of times I just keep it in the glove box. As soon as one trip ends, I put it right back in the glove box. But on occasion I've cleaned out the car, or I've gone 2 or 3 weeks without a trip, and somehow that lockbox got removed from the car. So always make sure before you head off to your destination you got that. So those 3 things. Like I said, you know where the location is, you have all your extras with you, and you have a lockbox. Alright, I'm going through the car wash right now. Hopefully it's not too loud. So I want to touch on a couple of things you want to track. And I have like a little spreadsheet. Let me know if you want. I can definitely email it to you or send it to you. Hopefully this isn't too loud, but you want to also make sure you keep track of your registration, right? You'd hate to deliver a car that the registration has expired and have one of your guests get pulled over. That'd be embarrassing. And also your oil life. So always kind of keep track of that. It's not every single trip, but every few trips go into your, most cars track that, and you can actually see what percentage of oil life you have. So you just want to make sure you're aware of when that needs to be changed and how frequently. Again, I just had a trip last week. It was a 2.5 day trip. They drove over 2,000 miles, well, almost 2,000 miles, so that's crazy. You know, I've had 3-week trips where it's been 3,000 miles, so you never know how quick that oil life is going to go. So yeah, just something you want to monitor as well. All right, here we are pumping gas just before we go drop off the car. So looks like the gas was about 50 cents more expensive than it was at Costco. So that's why I always suggest go to Costco, top it off, and then when you're about to drop the car off at the airport, wherever you're going to leave it. So I ended up getting about 3.5 gallons. I think we filled up 2 or 3 days ago, so not too much. But now we're going to go into the airport and do the final drop off. So that actually brings up one more interesting point, is photos. When do you take those photos? I would suggest taking them at your house if you can do that. If you have room, if it's light, sometimes you're delivering for nighttime pickup, especially in the winter when it gets dark, at 5 or 6 o'clock. So I like to just take them at night, and then when I pull it up to the airport, take that final few photos of its location and mileage and fuel and stuff like that. So I've taken a majority of my photos. Like I said, once we get a little bit closer, I'll take one of the mileage and the gas, and then I didn't take any interior photos, so I might pop a few more of those. But other than that, we just have to go through into the parking lot and notify the guests where the vehicle's parked. All right, now we are pulling into the actual long-term parking lot. Now, sometimes if I get a message from the guest and they say they've already arrived, I'll just go meet them in the short-term parking garage. Now, here at the Salt Lake International Airport, they've put out some rules that say Turo hosts cannot meet their guests right out front, where you normally pick up a family member or friend in front of the airport. So they didn't want Turo over there operating, slowing things down. But they said you can operate out of both the short-term parking garage and the long-term parking. So I've done that before. If I'm meeting somebody, I'll tell them, hey, just walk to the parking garage. I mean, it might even be easier and less chaotic than that mess they have going on there with the pickup and drop-off areas. So I'll just tell them, go to level 2 of the parking garage, and I'll just meet them up right up front. They can throw in their stuff. So right now I'm just looking for a spot. I usually have an area at the airport I like to go to. It's usually pretty open. I know exactly which shuttle stop it is, so I can text my guests and tell them the area. So I'm headed that way right now. I got the little parking lot ticket. I'm just going to leave that where they can find it. I tell everybody the car is going to be located in the long-term parking garage or parking lot, and it'll be a couple of bucks to get out. So there's a spot there, but there's a big truck kind of going into my spot where I want. So there's a reason it's open. I don't know if I can find some. So it's the week after Labor Day. It's 2 days after Labor Day. My guess is there's still a lot of summer travelers, so I might have to backtrack just a bit. But here's the shuttle stop number 2. So I'll tell people, hey, you'll get off the shuttle at shuttle stop number 2, and then I'll usually I'll go to my map, either Google Maps or Apple Maps, and I'll drop a little pin of where the vehicle is actually sitting, so they know the exact location. They can just drive straight to it. So I'm going to flip back around and go find something closer. These ones aren't too bad, but I think I can find something closer on the other side. All right, so we have parked the vehicle. I've documented, like I said, the mileage and the gas right now, and then I'm going to just take a couple of photos where it's located. I do have my lock box. So this is a really big lock box I use. I don't really love it because there's not a lot of protection. It tends to scratch the paint, but it is large. It'll hold about any key fob I have. And let me open it up. It actually holds a Faraday bag as well, so I can actually put in my key fob, put it in there, and then people would not be able to open the vehicle as well. But that's pretty much it as far as an airport drop-off. My wife, she'll come with me. She'll drive the other car. As soon as we drop it off, we hop in, drive that one out, and we just carpool. We carpool back. So not ideal. Man, it's getting hot. I'm getting a little sweaty here, but let me think. Is there anything else in the process? So right now, I'll document everything, upload all my photos, send them to the guest, send a little message saying, hey, text me or upload, and I prefer to upload to the app a photo of your driver's license so we can verify that information prior to giving the code to the lockbox. But yeah, it's clean, fueled, everything's ready to go. I do have the extras. There's 2 car seats in the back, but that's how we do it. That's how we make money with Turo.